Oh Lord, boy! Oh man, that's the one thing I meant to tell you. I laughed. I had a good laugh though, bro. Shout out to you and the Marauders, the podcast. I laughed because I saw an article that popped up on my phone. They was talking about why Yoda didn't fight Palpatine, like why he fled the scene and everything like that. And they had all of these possible reasons and everything like that, though, man. And I tripped out because they was talking about, he realized that, a couple of things that he had realized how strong that the Sith had gotten, that even if he killed Palpatine, it wouldn't resolve anything at all. And that he also felt like he realized then in the middle of that he didn't fail the Jedis and that he needed to go to exile to, get ready for whenever Luke would come on about the. Yeah. I was like, it was pretty funny, but I immediately thought about the Marauders podcast when I was looking at the article, though, bro. I said, bro, I thought that's something y'all would have talked about before.
Yeah. And we see a bunch of that stuff kind of pop up. So it's kind of one of those things, whatever we find that seems interesting. And that is a pretty interesting thing, because if you look forward, like in episode 9, it almost looks like Palps wanted somebody to kill him so that he could necessarily put his essence into them. So
yeah.
That'd be crazy if Yoda would have killed Palps and his essence went into Yoda. That'd have been crazy. So
it did. Let me tell you this though, it did. The timing of it though did make me that much more anxious though, man, about this doggone Mando, bro.
Yeah, that Mandalorian season 2, man.
Yeah, man.
And if you got your Disney Plus, you better go get your free month now.
Listen, bro. And plus, I love that I'm referencing the Mandalorian on the Bel Air 2, live from 1999.
I did hear that. Yeah,
I was waiting to see if you was catching. I was like, "Did you go?"
I caught a bunch of bars that I had not previously caught.
I'm glad you listened, bro. I'm glad.
I was like, oh, okay. Like I caught a bunch of stuff. So yeah,
talking, bro.
Yeah.
No, I think what I'm gonna do, man, is now, especially now that let me get my light situated here. I think especially now though, bro, but that everything is ironed on out more. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put these 3. I'm probably gonna put about 3 songs out there on my website. First 3.
That's what's up.
Let's get it cracking. Let's get that music going though, homeboy.
All right.
Okay.
Back, I swear we
okay. Hey.
Back, I swear we
hey.
Oh, I'm back, I swear we love. I told my brother
ain't some time to being humble. He said, "Run it, bro. We doing numbers." Independent last night. We got Hey.
I figured,
was not expecting that one, though, bro. Was not expecting that one. Yes, sir.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. It doesn't matter what your name is. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
If you smell what the rock.
Hey, it's Kennedy.
What's up, man?
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you what's interesting, bro, is that it's funny that you played that because it had me thinking how much this current climate, especially with travel, just threw away. Like I had so many ideas for visuals that I wish that I was actually out. I'm still thinking I might have to revisit this and I might slide on out there to shoot something. I got to figure out something. I wish I could.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about so many ideas, though. So many ideas, though, bro. Golly.
Yeah, I thought it would be a nice surprise to since I'm out here with the bootleg copy of everything. So
Hey, that's the further let people know that it's on the way. Like, listen, bro. At this point, the same way people have like them COVID flare-ups where you ain't got that outlet to do some of the same things you typically would be doing anyway, and everybody just kind of wig out. Like, I think that's how it is with me with this project, though, bro. Like sometimes I find like I'm like, dog, I'm losing it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's almost like birthing a child because you never know when it's gonna come, and it's like as much you try to prepare for it, then complications happen. It's kind of that same process because this is your baby. So
yeah, man,
it is crazy.
Listen. I'm fully preparing, bro. That this one is gonna be that one.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
one.
Go ahead. Let's take it home with this one. This one is gonna be that one. And I'm just
trying to upgrade houses. We gotta do it on this project right
here.
Hey,
this one right here is I'm talking about. This is that one though, man. So all the little things matter. We'll get into that. We'll get into that when we get into that. What's happening out there, man? What we got on deck for the day, though? Hold up.
It's with sad news. We gotta start the show off again with another senseless killing of a black man. Out in a small town in Texas, there was a cop that shot an unarmed black man by the name of Jonathan Price. Basically, Jonathan Price was someone who was trying to aid in de-escalating a conversation or an argument or whatever between a couple. And when cops arrived, they tried to arrest him, and he was like, "Listen, I'm not the one that's doing anything wrong. I'm here trying to de-escalate the stuff." And so they tased him, and then one of the officers decided to use deadly force. I believe they shot 3 times and ended up killing him. Now, the difference with this particular case is because that particular cop was arrested and had I think like $1 billion bond or eight. So I don't know the number, but he did have a bond or what have you. The thing that's important about this case right now is they're trying to get a hold of the surveillance footage because there were cameras in the area. So they're trying to get that, and they do not have that yet. And of course, the family wants justice for this because he was, lauded as being a kind of a town hero. Yeah. And he actually has some pretty powerful friends. I think a Major League Baseball player is one of his good friends that kind of had been tweeting about it. Like, listen, like he's not one of them ones. He's not been in trouble. He doesn't have any past history. So don't be trying to use none of that stuff. Like, pretty interesting. So yeah, definitely prayers out to that community. Of course, they have been protesting out there and they are looking for answers, but they did swiftly arrest the cop that was that did kill him. So prayers go out to that family and that community.
Yeah, I think that this is the very interesting thing about this one, though, bro, is that this comes in the shadow of Breonna Taylor's the ruling on that, the tapes that were actually being put on out there. It's kind of interesting because I heard about this one, and I guess I didn't read into it until here recently, though, bro. But when I'm starting to look into it, they was like, he didn't appear to be a threat. And the bad part about it is they basically said that he was shot walking away. You know what I'm saying? Like not like how, how what's my man who shot in front of his kids, they thought that he was going to go get a weapon. Like this dude, they just shot him walking away. So it was like his back was turned. And this is a thing that I tell you all the time, though, bro. Like I know that there are good cops, but the thing that it just makes them look so cowardly, bro. Like you felt the need to use deadly force on someone who everybody said this man was not a threat. This man was not being violent. He wasn't being belligerent. He was nothing. But he turned his back and then you shot him, though, bro. I'm like, go.
It's amazing because obviously they have not released the footage yet of the surveillance footage. The thing is, though, I do want to say I have plenty of cop friends, and I know that they, love and they love their job. They are great people. And the thing is unfortunately, because of the way the media is set up, they are going to stream more of the bad side of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so I
But
don't.
you know what, though, man, I'm gonna be honest. So this is the thing. I understand the argument from a police officer that says, you know, with this job, you don't got to show off your good deeds, right? You didn't sign up to show off your good deeds. But I think that it does paint another picture, you know, when you do see the cops doing something that's positive versus, you know, yeah, the media is going to paint the story. It's about views, it's about clicks and everything like that. It still doesn't change the fact that it's truth, that it happened, right? That this is real. So, I mean, I get it though, man, but I can see an officer saying, listen, I don't got to brag about the good job that I do day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand that, but at the same time though, man, y'all not going to take offense to these kind of happenings either. So it puts him in an awkward position either way.
It is an awkward position because there is a cop who did come out right after the incident with, I believe it was George Floyd. I mean, obviously there's so many that happened.
Right.
But he did speak up about it, and he ended up losing his job. And so he started a GoFundMe, and of course people have donated heavily just because he was one of the ones that did speak up. They ended up investigating him because he started like becoming real popular on TikTok. He did his thing, and so then they was like, listen, you can't post from uniform inside your uniform. And so by that time, you know, he had enough followers that he could, you know, people recognized who he was, and
right.
And then he had merchandise and stuff like that. And so eventually they something else happened, and they had conversations, end up letting him go. And so he's, you know, trying to deal with that legally, and just showing that, you know, it is one of those, they want to deal with things internally. And, you know, for me being in the military, I kind of understand that from the standpoint, if something happened on the military base outside of the public getting hold of the major details, things are handled internally. It's almost like we're our own city within the community. So what's up?
So, you know how in the same manner, right? How when all these things happen, let's say that when we were talking about the family of James Reed, right? And then we talk about Javier Ambler. And the same way how those police officers that were involved with the no-knock warrant and all the ones that were fired or kicked off the force or whatever, right? There's nothing that's stopping them from going to Killeen, to going to Temple, to going to Harker Heights. So my question for you is, do you think that with this dude actually coming out to speak it, that those other neighboring cities and counties would look to hire him then?
Well, he already said that he wouldn't be interested in doing it because like stuff like that does spread. And then, you know, it could be fear of retaliation because you are quote unquote in that, you know, that league of being by the blue. So he has other ventures that he's interested in now. So he is, you know, he had a great interview with the Breakfast Club. So if you hadn't checked that out, I would definitely check that out. But I don't know. You know, sometimes there is a ban, like you can't even do law enforcement, period. It just depends on, I believe, how you were terminated in order.
But wouldn't that be something though, right? That he got let go because of something that was administrative based, but somebody can actually go and kill somebody and get off, maybe get fired or whatever it is, misconduct, and still go get picked up by another law enforcement like it's nothing at all.
Right after a certain probationary period. Now,
so that's the thing about it. So even with Jonathan Price, right? This dude, let's just say hypothetically, I mean, it's a small town, right? So we ain't talking about Louisville, a big old city where they're going to give $12 million to this man's family. And I'm not going to even talk about the civil side of that, because at the end of the day, this man is never coming back. But at the same time, right, in this small town, right, this dude, you know, he let's say he's charged, right? Or he gets off, whatever it is. But let's say he gets off of this one or whatever. I mean, there's nothing that's going to stop him from going to the next town over, right? Because technically he wasn't fired from being an officer. They just charged him. So it's like, that's my thing. I think it's just crazy that you could you could face a charge, not be indicted for killing somebody or whatever the case is, whatever the misconduct is, and still be eligible to be rehired. But then somebody like this other guy you talking about gets blackballed for administrative reasons, though. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, and we know the whole system or portrayal of everything isn't fair to begin with. So, it's kind of one of those things that you just, we just got to keep fighting until something changes. And unfortunately, for us, we have to keep bringing up, terrible instances like this because, it's unfortunate that we keep having to report almost the same thing, just insert name here, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that is the thing, though, man. It just and like I said, I don't want to come across like these things don't happen to other races, right?
Right.
But man, do they appear to happen more frequently with us? And maybe it's the appearance. Maybe it has to do with, hey, this is a trendy thing now. So if I, maybe the clickbait, maybe the news, outlets would know, hey, this is an end topic thing. This has happened again. It's in vogue. Boom, we go ahead. But dog, it still doesn't change the fact that it's truth. It's happening. Like, that's crazy to me, though, bro. I'm beyond getting pissed off at stuff like this, though, man. Beyond it.
Yeah. And in other news, 45 has returned from Walter Reed and is back at the White House, is taking his mask off in front of people. And
hey, listen, bro. Let me tell you something, Ace Kennedy. You know what? I died laughing when I saw him. I saw that he came there, and when I saw him take his mask off, right? You know what it reminded me of, bro?
What's that?
It reminded me of on the end of Get Rich or Die Trying, when 50 Cent finally killed the other dude, my dude Adebisi, you know what I'm saying? And when he goes out there on stage, he has his bulletproof vest on. And he takes his bulletproof vest off, like, what? Here I am. Like, he looked like taking that mask off was like taking off a bulletproof vest, though, bro. I died laughing. I was like, bruh,
well,
seriously.
The thing is, he tried to make it a thing so that, he could show people like, hey, I beat COVID and, this is, I'm taking it serious, but, hey, I healed from it. I healed faster than any other person ever has. And
let me ask you this, Ace. I got some questions for you.
What's up?
Because I was prepared for this one. What else do you expect him to say other than, oh, I got the best test they've ever seen? They've never seen results that have came back more miraculous than mine. Nobody's ever tested this positive before. In the history of all presidents, right? Nobody's ever took a COVID test and got it back or bounced back that fast, right? The doctors are just astonished. What else do you expect for him to say?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't expect anything less than that. And the thing is that he just doesn't understand how he looks, because when he took his mask off, he was breathing like Darth Vader, bro.
Oh my gosh. Listen, that boy looking like he could not get that wind out, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Kennedy,
what up?
I'm gonna tell you what I listen. I came up with a list. Let me get my ether ready, bro. Let me get my ether ready. Ace Kennedy, I came up with a list of things that I trust more than Donald Trump to tell the absolute truth about how he actually feels physically about this. Things that I trust more. Ace Kennedy, I would trust going commando, wearing white pants with fresh diarrhea. More. I would trust the white pants more than I trust 45 to be completely honest about COVID, bro. I trust him more. Ace Kennedy, I trust Ryan Leaf as the face of my NFL franchise more than I trust this man to tell me the truth about how he really feels about COVID. Ace Kennedy, I trust Josh Gordon to go to 2 full football seasons with no positive test more than I trust him to tell me the truth. Ace Kennedy, I trust Greg Oden knees for 2 seasons more than I trust 45 to say the truth about how he really feels about the Budweiser virus, bro. Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I trust Shaq on the free throw line with no time left for the game winner with one free throw to win it all more than I trust 45 to say the absolute truth about how he's really feeling physically, bro. Ace Kennedy, I trust Bernie Madoff with all my money more than I trust him to tell me the truth about how he feel about this, bro. Ace Kennedy, I trust the Dallas Cowboys will turn back around and win the Super Bowl this year. I trust the Dallas Cowboys to win the Super Bowl this year, this team, more than I trust him to tell me the truth about how he really feels about this Budweiser virus. Ace Kennedy, I trust Ja Rule and 50 Cent to squash their beef and put out an album together more than I trust this man to tell me the truth. Ace Kennedy, I trust in the heart of hearts that Tory Lanez was not the shooter more than I trust 45 to tell me the truth about this. Ace Kennedy, I trust that the Falcons will not blow another lead for the rest of the year more than I trust 45 to tell me the truth about how he really feels about Kobe. Ace Kennedy, I trust Nicki and Cardi B to make up and be best friends for the rest of their lifetime more than I trust 45 to tell me the truth. Ace Kennedy, I trust that Santa Claus is in the North Pole and his best friend is the Tooth Fairy more than I trust 45 to tell me how he really feels. Ace Kennedy, I would trust and believe that none of the Kardashians have ever had any cosmetic surgery and that everything about them is all natural. If they came out and told me that, I would believe that more than I believe 45 to tell me the truth about how he really feels physically with this Budweiser virus. Ace Kennedy, I would trust that Tupac is alive and well in Cuba more than I trust 45 to tell me the truth. Ace Kennedy, I would believe you. I would trust you more that you did not cry at the bowling alley that night in 1999 or 98 more on any day than 45 telling me the absolute truth about how he absolutely feels behind this Budweiser virus.
I knew that was coming.
Ace Kennedy, I trust Russell Westbrook to pass up the last wide open shot with the game on the line to somebody else before I would trust any word that 45 would tell me about how he really feels about Ace Kennedy. These are all the things that I believe to be more true than anything he'll tell me other than my tests are fine. They're the best results they've ever seen. It's nothing. No president has more experience with dealing with this than I have. He's going to say, listen, bro.
So let me ask you this. Do you trust KD's going to retire a net? More?
I trust KD and Kyrie will retire as Nets more. Ace Kennedy, I trust that Mark Jackson will get a job by the end of this coming offseason more than I trust that 45 will tell the truth about how he actually feels.
What about Kaepernick playing in the league again?
Oh, my gosh. Ace Kennedy, I trust more that Kaepernick will not only play in the league, but he will be a starting quarterback next year MVP. More. Ace Kennedy, you know what I trust more? You know what I trust more than this man to tell me the truth about that? I trust that there will be an all-black starting lineup on a hockey team before I believe anything he tells me about how he really feels about this Budweiser. Those are just some things I had in mind. I had to let you know.
What's going on, Jared? What's going on, Courtney?
Listen, man, just a few things that I personally would believe more. I don't want to influence anybody. I'm just telling you how I feel. Ace Kennedy.
What up, bro?
We got a lot of stuff that's going on though, man, because out here in these entertainment streets, I've been hearing a lot of things though, man. You brought something to my attention that when you said it, I was just like, wow, when is this, if this is gonna happen? But I've been seeing that more and more people have been talking about grumblings. Kendrick Lamar possibly leaving TDE. Mm-hmm. I think that's a pretty big deal to that. Tell me what you think, bro.
Well, it's one of those things that Kendrick Lamar has become one of those staples in the hip hop community to where he's not in the class of the young guys. He's not in that class of the Migos. He's kind of like the last, not the last, but I'm saying like he's one of the last Jedi left of the old guard of how we did hip hop, as far as like you don't have to drop an album.
There's only like 4 of them left.
Yeah, but that's what I said. One of the last Jedi. That's what so I'm saying that so you look at somebody with that type of influence who doesn't have to drop an album every year, who doesn't have to be on features whenever he drops. He does extremely well, and one of the supposedly, I guess, an old president of TDE is also joining him to basically formulate. Well, he already has his own label and he has a roster under him as well. So it looks like he's going to be focusing more on his own venture than with TDE, which is interesting.
Listen,
do you think that means there's tension there, or you think this is an amicable split? And
listen, I think Kendrick Lamar is coming across an inevitable point that all artists come across when you become big, right? I think that he's looking around, and when it comes to his people who I think I would consider to be his peers, right?
Yeah.
So his peers would be that people put in the sentences with him, ASAP Rocky, right? I'm gonna say ASAP Rocky, right?
All right.
ASAP, Cole. At one point, I think people would even say B.O.B. Who else am I missing? Crit. People who I think are respected to me as true MCs that I think put out quality music, and you respected them and you support them primarily because of their bars and the stature, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that of all of those people, though, he's the only one who doesn't have his own label. That he's the only one that isn't the guy. Like J. Cole has Dreamville, and he has great artists. J.I.D., super underrated, still low-key, fire every time I hear him. I think he could be like one of them dudes, right? Crit, completely independent, does his own thing. He's solid. ASAP Rocky, even though I'm not like big on New York style music these days anyway, except for the boy Jay primarily. But I think that even still, I got to respect that, ASAP came up, he got a crew, and for the most part, it's been the same people. But ASAP he's a boss of his own thing. And I think that Kendrick Lamar is at a space now where, to your point, he doesn't have to put out music every quarter to be relevant. When he drops, he got eyes on him. So I think that even if he doesn't necessarily leave them, I think that it is something, even if it's just the fact that it could be that, everybody's been like, when is K-Dot going to drop this album? When he's going to drop this album and everything like that. But I also think that it tells me that for one, the next album got to be fire if it's taking them this long. But more than that, though, man, it just also tells me that, I think everybody tries their hand, every artist who's at that big, it's hard to find Drake is another one. Now, I'm not. But all of these top flight artists like that all tried their hands at executives though, man. And so I think that he was the last one to do it. And he's already executive produced the Black Panther album. So I think that he knows how to compile talent and everything like that for a given project. So I'm just surprised, if anything, that it's taken him this long, given his catalog. But it could be nothing though, bro. But I don't know. It's something to me, at least from the standpoint that, I mean, he if he at a minimum, I would be surprised that even if he stayed on there, that he didn't still at least step on out and formally announce, I got a label now. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna have it managed through Rock Nation and whatever. It'll do like J. Cole though, bro. So I'd be surprised if not that he left, but if he stayed, but then stayed just an artist though, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you this. I don't know why this came to mind, but what do you think of? Where do you rate Wale?
It's tough, bro. It's tough. I think, look, this is what I think. So, okay. I don't know why, but Wale seems like he tries to run from who he is. And when I say that, I think it feels like Wale tries to run from the person that everybody else thinks he is, or musically wants him to be. Like when I listen to Wale, I think all of his songs where he has features on them, the R&B feel, I think that he does incredible. I think that his lyrics that he actually has is very poetic. I like his delivery. I like everything about Wale, the artist. But I think that the problem that I see anyway is that I think that Wale tries not to be that dude. I think that instead of him necessarily embracing not the ladies' man kind of rap, but I think that he tries to not be known as the dude who has the dope. Because every time he drops a single that has a feature on it, it's like a top 10 Billboard song. And so I think Wale is a phenomenal artist though, bro. I think that he should embrace that those are the things that he's been generally known for, and then do that more.
I like Wale a lot, bro. I think Wale is, I think this is the happiest he's ever been label wise.
He's still with Maybach, right? He's still with Ross, right?
Yeah, but as far as like his management and stuff is concerned, like he's actually I think in a partnership with somebody, and like the last interview that he did with the Breakfast Club, he actually had representation up there with him, and he was like, man, this feels good. Like they actually believe in me. Like he feels like he was finally at his work. And you know, I don't know, man, here lately the music he's been doing has been freer. It doesn't seem like whatever he wants to drop, he's done. Like
I like that though,
a couple of EPs. I really like Wale.
I do too. I'm gonna be honest with you though, bro. So when I do I think that, so I remember I remember back in 1998, bro. I was like 17, and the homeboy, shout out to PBR, bro. We were over at Caesar's Palace, bro. And we had a homeboy over there, Bobby, who had the studio that Mop and them used to record at all the time. And they had some dude on over there. And this is me, 17 years old, you know, really starting to take rap serious. But I had a bunch, every other word, cussing all day long, cuss words, right? And I just wanted to say some hard stuff like that. And so there was this one of these artists that were over there, and I don't even know that he was part of their squad. He was just over there trying to record. And he was like, yeah, man, what y'all album gonna sound like? I said, it's that real, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, every single song. I'm like, yeah. He was like, it'll never sell, bro. And I was like, nah, that's because they ain't did it like this before. And he was like, yeah. And I still think about that whenever I'm putting together. I don't know who this dude was though, bro, but I laugh because, like I said, I think that there are those Wale kind of songs that I think that he does exceptionally well though, man, that people try to find this balance of R&B with rap, and whether it's his features with Miguel, Jeremiah, whatever it is, he got them ones
You're not gonna you ain't gonna just be skipping over my dude like that.
Who am I missing?
Tank, bro.
I ain't worried about the Tank. The single that he did that he had that I was surprised that I didn't particularly like.
What's that?
I didn't like he had a song with Usher that I didn't like Usher's part. I like Wale's rap. I didn't care for Usher's part though, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a cool song, but I think that Usher is top 5 song. This song probably wasn't even top 50 to me. It was, but my favorite Wale song though, man, probably my favorite Wale song is probably Flower Bomb.
Yeah. Have you, man? I'm telling. I think there's an EP that he got. It's called. I think it's called Smile. The EP that he got, bro. That thing fire, bro.
Is it? I haven't listened to it.
Or Shine or something like that. It's something like that. But yeah. What else on deck, dude?
Here's what's funny though, man. So we were talking about people who I thought were peers of Kendrick Lamar, Big Sean, right? Now this is what's funny because I always tell people, man, like for me, Big Sean is always tough, right? Because like I'm a critic of Big Sean because I do think that he does good music. And from that standpoint, I mean, I think that Big Sean does good radio music. And I do think that there's something to be said. Shout out to the homeboy Scoop. He had a post on his, he posted something on Facebook today where he was talking about, one of the problems is that people think that sales means sales equals dopeness or something like that. And I may be just completely killing how this post actually went. But I was like, but it's something to be said though about sales. Like sales say something, right? Like sales mean that you're a good songwriter, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about the manipulating sound scan and all the marketing. I'm just saying like it's something to me to be said that Drake, for example, sells a lot of records, has a lot of streams because he makes great radio music. Whereas you might have somebody who, if you're just talking about rap and skill wise, somebody like Royce the 5'9", somebody like Lupe Fiasco can just purely rap with anybody. But I think that Drake is a songwriter. So I think Big Sean is probably somewhere in that middle to where I think that he can rap, but he also does pretty good songs though, right? So I was tripped out that, he also said that, hey, I'm starting the label, but the boy Kanye Tutter apparently owes this man like $3 billion though, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Where is this coming from?
I don't know, but it is interesting that it's, kind of right in that area where he was talking about giving his artists back that 50% that he has of their stuff. So that is pretty interesting that came about. So maybe Kanye thinks if I give them the 50% of their masters back, that will wash away that $3 billion. So it's interesting because you remember the tweet that he said right after Kanye said that was, this will help a lot because it is one of those times where artists can't perform and stuff like that. You ain't getting paid off of the money that you're actually, from the CD sales and stuff like that, but that tour money. So the fact that you can't really do anything, as a matter of fact, I was on Instagram yesterday and seen that Lloyd is getting ready to do an internet concert. So it's one of those things, man, like artists is,
you was ahead of the game. You was a trendsetter. Listen, bro, give my man his props. Give my man his props. He was ahead of that, though, ahead of that curve, man. Give my man his props. Hey, listen, though, bro, this is what I think. I feel some kind of way about that, right? Because if you owe me $3 million, hey, so we're not talking about $300 for somebody who they say is estimated worth $1 billion. And this is where I'm always kind of tripped out when people talk about net worth versus actual cash that you sitting on. But either way, though, Ace Kennedy, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I love you like a brother. Blood wouldn't make you more of a brother to me. Blood would not make you more. But we can't be sitting here having no conversation with you owing me $3 million, homeboy. Like we gotta We got some things. We got to talk about some things right here and right now. But the $3 million, we need to address that because here's my thing. That's just like you saying, well, listen, Charlie, you know, we got this family ties thing and we 50-50, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and give you 25, half of mine. So now it's 75, 25, right? But that $3 million is still $3 million. That's cool for anything going forward. But if we have a conversation and we say, well, listen, in exchange for the $3 million you owe me, I'm going to give you 25%. That's one thing, right? Yeah. But if you owe me $3 million old money before we've had this conversation, I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need them dollars. But not just that, though, bro. How can you, like, I understand that there's music and there's business, but then there's also friendships that you get in business. And I understand that Kanye and Big Sean have to be friends. They gotta hang out. They gotta do regular stuff. Like, I don't know how you could be worth $1 billion and hanging out with somebody that you owe $3 million. I can understand if you did a business venture, you took on whatever, but if you just, no, I don't know how you could be the boss and you owe me $3 million and we hanging out.
You better be careful, bro. You're going to get that Birdman syndrome.
Listen, Ace, we all at Frontier City. We sliding down everything though, bro. And you owe me $3 million. I don't know. Like we gotta address that before I do anything. And then here's the other thing. So this is what I'm wondering. I'm thinking about it now, right? So Big Sean just came out with Detroit 3, I think it is, the new project that he has. I started listening to it the other day, and the production on it is top notch. I wouldn't expect anything less. Top notch. But then here's the thing. Does this 50% take effect right away? Because does that mean that whatever the mastering is, you got the ownership, whatever amount of money that you would make from the mastering, owning your masters, right? Because I'd imagine that you won't get, that's different from royalties, right? So, I would imagine you don't start seeing money from that until you start to license out your music, all this other stuff though, man. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, that's what I'm saying. What they got to do with my $3 million? Like, I appreciate it. Because now I can, get my stuff in commercials. I can do this, that, and the other, own all that, whatever. But I'm just still thinking, like, bruh, what?
That lip service don't mean nothing, man. It's got to be that paperwork got to be done. And
let me ask you this:
what's up?
As an executive, right? And see, that's the thing I think that's interesting about us when we do our family ties music thing. I think that we are more of a co-op, right? In the terms of, when you have a project that's out, while me and you, very tight knit, and we work on every single thing together, right? When it comes to my mixing, before I go ahead and do it, I send it on over to you. Whatever though, man, whatever it is, you touch everything, right? But ultimately, when it comes to how we do things, you are the CEO of your own brand, but you are also the executive producer of your own project, unless you explicitly say, no, I want you to EP my project, right? I want you to also have say in my direction, because ultimately, as an artist, you might say, no, I wrote these particular songs. I want these songs to go out, right? I know that I want these. So you don't want someone necessarily to come in and say, nah, that song just don't fit. I don't think it goes. And then you pull the song. But with that said, could you see yourself though, as somebody who's on that level, right? And you tell someone, right? Well, listen, I'm going to do these things for you, right? I'm going to help you produce your album, right? I'm going to help you with production, whether it's getting you the production you need. I'm going to help you put together your project and make it come into fruition, right? And in exchange for me doing this for you on every project, I'm also going to help you get it on the streaming. Now everybody can get their music streamed, but I'm going to help you grow you. But in exchange for that, I'm going to need that 50, right? Not necessarily 50, not just 50-50 profits, but I'm going to own your stuff. Like, not that I made the beats for every song. Like, if I made the beats for everything and we went into every single song together, and I get that, right? But I'm going to own 50% of the words that you said. Could you, as an artist turned executive, look another person in the eye and say, this is the deal for me to rock with you? I got to take 50% of your masters.
It just depends on the situation. I think when you looking at, where Big Sean was, but prior to Kanye and his stake in the music industry, I don't care. Here's the thing. It's a business. So the thing is, the reason why I'm coming to you is because you have something that I need.
That's something I need
to traject me to the next platform. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those things. And so I think at that time that was probably the best deal. And then you don't know what like a 360 deal looks like to just go into a regular label. So this might be a better situation for him. So it's one of those things, man. It's an individual. I can't tell another person what's a great deal and what's not a deal when I'm trying to get to a certain point. But I just like the situation that we have because it's just pretty simple,
Yeah. But that's the thing about it, right? It's simple because we ain't talking about $3 million either. Right?
This is true.
But the Bel Air 2 drop, we might be talking about this $3 million at Ace because I know, but see, that's the thing that's different though, right? That's what I tell you. There's music business, but then there's also the friendships that you do also do with that. Because I mean, here's the thing though, right? You would already know, right? Without a doubt in your mind. And if you didn't know, then I would kind of question our friendship. But let's say that you see that the Bel Air 2 or whatever song, it's cranking and it's going. You already know that you can say, we about to be on, we about to go. And there's no doubt about it, right? But then they be like, hey, man, that 2 going hard though, bro. What's happening? No, how Charlie doing? Like, bro, it's like that. But that's the thing about it though, man. But it's that friendship. Like I would look like that I would look that's a foul look though, bro. And that's part of it though, man, with me. That we talking about thousands, not millions. And so I can totally see when people say, hey, the money changed thing, because now you're responsible and accountable for so much more, that money does change things. But it's also, I can see that happening for somebody who you come up on this new money with people who you came on with after the fact, or people you came on with from day one.
Speaking of royalties and payments and things of that nature, have you been getting your royalty checks?
I need to check ASCAP.
I've been getting my deposits, brother.
I've been getting my TuneCore. I have not checked my ASCAP in a hot minute though. I need to get them. I might be sitting on a couple million. I might be sitting on 3 million, bro. That's my bad though, man.
Yeah,
I might be. Though.
I just noticed. I was looking at checking the account, and I seen that royalty deposit. I was like, okay,
hey,
got yours.
Listen, bro. No, but it is interesting though, man, that when it comes to that as artists though, man, because I don't know, bro. The 3 million, we ain't talking about it, dog. 300,000. I can swallow 300,000 in the grand scheme of getting millions. 300,000 Ace wouldn't like this. If we making millions, 300,000, unless I just had 1 million, 300,000 might hit a little bit. But if I'm sitting on 10 million, like I'm not gonna count nobody's pockets, but let's say Big Sean has made $10 million. I think $3 million is enough for that. That means that you owe me a third more than what I've made, though, bro. I think I'd have a problem with that, bro.
Yeah, it's bad biz, but obviously we don't know all the details. We just speculating. So,
hey, Skinner, let's switch topics on here because we got some things we talked about. Because I didn't get a chance to get. I saw you and the homeboy Chris Top. Shout out to Chris Top who filled in for me on Friday's show. Listen, man, a lot of stuff been going on in these NFL streets, but I saw that the boy Bill O'Brien finally got let go. They fired the home. Listen, I don't. So this is one of the things I think is interesting, bro, because I'm always tripped out when they always talk about race when it comes to NFL and privilege. Bill O'Brien has been a terrible coach almost from the time he's been in Houston. I mean, he has been terrible. And the one thing I can say is that they've drafted good. But in terms of coaching, listen, bro, you even then, Deshaun Watson just fell in your lap. That wasn't a plan. That was the Bears' mishap. The Bears should have got him. But listen, bro, Bill O'Brien reminds me of like Jeff Fisher, who Jeff Fisher got to that Super Bowl and he was riding that for some years. And his teams were 500 teams, right? Jason Garrett, another one, 500. And here it is. You got somebody who's like the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, right? He's out here calling plays on the Super Bowl winning team. They looking good and everything like that, and he ain't getting a look at all. Meanwhile, you got all these other position coaches. The one who got who was the special teams coach from New England, get the head coaching job though, bro. And then now Dan Quinn is probably about to get let go, but they've been getting the leashes long leash. Like I'm talking about, they were saying Dan Quinn probably will get let go today, but they could have let Dan Quinn go after the Super Bowl immediately. Bro, what we gonna do about that, man?
Man, it is definitely time for a change. When you go 0-4, I mean, what else you got chance? You know, what else you gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? So I think it definitely was time. They needed a new voice. He's, had some very bad general managing mistakes as well as far as personnel. Bro. Like, nah, bro.
When you let go Hop and this is the thing, don't get me wrong, David Johnson was for 2 seasons probably one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL, but you already know the NFL shelf life for a running back is reserved for probably 5 years. But when you let him go for the running back, though, bro, and then you also got rid of some other your draft picks, so that were included in that. So now you ain't even got no. So the bad part about it is this is where I feel bad because, I just thought about something, bro.
What's that?
Okay. So the Falcons, right? Let's talk about this. So let's say hypothetically Dan Quinn gets let go, right? And Dan Quinn was brought there to be he was a defensive, coordinator when he was over at Seattle when they won the Super Bowl. He comes to Atlanta, they get to a Super Bowl, but his defenses have never been like top flight defenses like that though, right? And so I think that the Falcons aren't as bad as their record indicates. Like their offense is loaded. Listen, their offense is loaded. And I say that to say this. Eric Bieniemy is an offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Wouldn't it be a good match to have him in Atlanta? Because here's the thing. Atlanta, I believe, has a higher population of black people than any other city. You got a black head coach. He blends in right away, right? He looks like the people that are here. But more than that, he brings the offense. He was an NFL running back, so he brings the NFL know-how, the offensive know-how, where you got a lot of these coordinators who never played. He can say, I did it, and I've won the Super Bowl as a coordinator calling plays. Listen, I would be more so threatened. I would hope that he don't go, but it would make sense. Like they've tried defensive coaches for the Falcons for 2, 3. Matter of fact, I think all their coaches have been defensive coaches. Jim Mora, the guy who came from Tampa, Mike Smith, I think it is, and Dan Quinn. They've only Dan Reeves. They've had all defensive head coaches. And none of them that I remember have had like top flight defenses. So I'm thinking like in a climate of football where you got to be able to score points. Now they can do that. But I think that you get Bieniemy and then get you a good defensive coordinator, work on the defense, man. But
Well,
Bill,
I know that the rumors in the Longhorn community is that they want your boy from Kansas City Chiefs to replace Tom Herman.
you know, this is my thing. I think that Texas isn't patient enough.
They aren't.
That's the thing about it. I like Tom Herman. I think Tom Herman is the guy. But you still have to think though, man. Like it's always in college football more than anything, bro. Recruiting goes a long way. I think that Eric Bieniemy isn't in the loop or in the. I don't think he got the. And I could be wrong. I don't think that he has the pulse on college recruiting like that. But it's just like when we had what's my dude, Charlie Strong, right? Charlie Strong was known for his recruiting when he was at Miami, and he was known for his recruiting. He recruited, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't recruit my dude Lamar to. I could be wrong, but he recruited a lot of guys, but it was mainly in the Miami area, right? To go to Louisville when he was out there before he came to Texas. And so I say that because he came to Texas and he couldn't recruit the Texas players. I think, to be honest, I think that you just got to, if you don't get Tom Herman, if you don't get Tom Herman, to me, Texas needs to make sure that you get a coach who can keep the Texas players in Texas, dude. I'm tired of looking at the Oklahoma roster and half their roster being Texas natives. I'm tired of seeing stuff like Adrian Peterson playing for there, Tommy Harrison playing for there. Like, all the good players are coming from Texas. So I think if you could just recruit well, and I think that Tom Herman would have to do as well as any other coach.
Well, the other person they keep bringing up, which I don't want, is doggone Urban Meyer. And I'm just like, bro, he is too.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I kind of like that.
Nah, I don't. Urban Meyer is like, bro, he'll do it for like 3 years and then just leave. And it's just like
4. And it's always going to depend on who he has as quarterback, right? So this is what I think is crazy. And people think that, see, I've been hip to Urban Meyer a long time ago, bro. So look at it like this. When he was at Utah, right, he had, before he was at Bowling Green, and I forgot who he had as his quarterback. But when he went to Utah, he had Alex Smith, and Alex Smith was setting all kind of records out there. And then when Alex Smith got drafted, he also chucked the deuce. He went ahead and went to Florida, right? When he went to Florida, he had Tim Tebow as his coach, as his quarterback. Knew that Tim Tebow was ready. So the minute that Tim Tebow left, he also chucked the deuce. He went on out to Ohio. Now, when he went on out to Ohio, they already had a loaded quarterback lineup. They had like maybe 3 or 4 guys that was out there when he was out there. Don't get me wrong, man. I think that Urban Myers can recruit with the best of them. I think that you don't hire Urban Meyer as a long-term coach, though.
Exactly. That's the thing. Texas needs to get some stability, bro. Period. They need to get stability. And them trying to choose, like, it ain't even about, like, we gotta build a program. The thing is, we just changed offense and defensive coordinators. We have to give this some time.
Got to give it some time.
And the thing is I know what they're saying. Like with OU being down like they are this year, we gotta like strike while the iron is hot. I get it, and we still can do that. We have 1 loss, and they acting like the whole season is over.
I get it too, man. But this is the thing, though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can't lose the TCU, bro. And that's the thing about it, because this is the thing. I think that it's, to me, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It reminded me, like, us losing to TCU. I'm not gonna be like, I was pissed off. It reminded me of the time where we played against BYU and they ran for like 500 yards on us, bro. I'm like, how in the hell Charlie Strong, a defensive head coach, let a team run for half of 1,000 yards in one game? And I knew that was his fate from that point. I don't think he would have to win the national championship to get over that. I say that to say this, though, bro. I am hoping, though, man, that these coaches in the NFL, though, I'm hoping that they don't just go down the path of this recycle. I can at least appreciate that the NFL is moving away They're not doing like the NBA, where I think that you see like D'Antoni always is going to be having him a job moving. Doc Rivers immediately is fired, and then he's hired within 2 days. Like I think that they at least are trying something new. But I don't know, man. But I don't want to see, to be quite honest, I don't want to see Eric Bieniemy go to Texas and him not be given the time. Like it takes dog. People keep looking at, what it is. People keep looking at Nick Saban and they want to get, like, if you're gonna do anything, open the wallet and say, Nick Saban, tell me what it takes, bro. If you're gonna go ahead and do it, if you're not, go there, because Nick Saban is the one that's getting everybody. So get Nick Saban, pay him whatever. I think he makes like $10 million, something like that. Pay him 15 if tell him money's not an issue. Nick Saban is the only other coach that I want to see coach the Longhorns. I can't think of anybody else who I would want to have coach the Horns more. That's gonna recruit the best of the best, though, bro. That's the bottom line.
I get that. Did you get a chance to check out that Chiefs game? Chiefs and the Patriots?
I saw. Listen, bro. Let me say something, man. Ace Kennedy. When I look at Brian Hoyer, pissed off that Colin Kaepernick is not in the league, I look at him in particular, right, as one of the things that tells me the problem that I had with the NFL, because Brian Hoyer ain't never did nothing. And I can tell you that the minute that Brian Hoyer is in the game, that's a wrap, right? So when he was in there and then the homeboy Stead came in the game, I was thinking like, well, dang, you know what, man? This boy Bill Belichick, I'm going to hope that Bill Belichick planned all along, all this time, that he was going to go out to Cam. Because if you telling me that Jarrett Stidham, who didn't ball out at Auburn when he was in college, and then you got Brian Hoyer, and you say, I'm going to move on to Tom Brady with these. I'm going to show y'all what's up. If that's your plan, I think the Patriots would have went 0-for-16, bro. They would have might as well held on now and tried to get Trevor Lawrence and lost all the games, so, bro.
I get that. It was definitely it definitely made Cam's stock go up immediately.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it made it go up immediately. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. So one of my favorite players in the league is the homeboy Tyrann Mathieu. He's probably one of my favorite players, bro. And I love his playmaking ability, though, bro. I like that he got a chance to do his own thing, though, bro. Like every time I watch a Chiefs game, I see him make a key play on defense. Like he is truly like a playmaker. And you think most of the time playmakers are on offense because they're the ones that are, they get the more opportunities to, they got all the decided advantages with the rules. But I think that periodically, though, man, players like Patrick Peterson and then him, when they were together out there in Arizona, bro, I thought that was dope. But I love that he got the pick six, though, bro. Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite players to watch, though, man.
Yeah, man. It's very interesting, man. I'm definitely enjoying NFL right now. But the finals are still going on, bro.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Bro, listen. So I think that if Bam this is the weird part. Look, let me ask you this. Before the playoffs started, have you watched Miami play before?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the one thing I like. So the one thing I like about Miami. So I'm not one of those people who saw Miami and was like blown away that they went on this run. I saw Miami play all season long. And I was always impressed that they could put a lineup out there and it didn't matter who they put out there, they were going to play hard, right? But I think that what I was mainly impressed with is the boy Bam Adebayo. I saw something earlier this year before the season started. I saw Dwayne Wade would say, I'm trying to tell y'all he's going to be an all-star this coming season, right? And he turned up. So the thing, I say that to say this. while I like Bam, and I think that he is dope, I think when Bam's in the game, he's going to be tasked with guarding Anthony Davis for the most part. And I just think that at the end of the day, as good as Bam is, he's just not tall enough. And so I think that what also happens, though, bro, is that when you put Bam on the court, and let's just say on when Anthony Davis is having to guard him, so Bam he's going to get the ball and he's going to go to he's not going to shoot a lot of jump shots and everything like that. He's almost like a playmaker racer, right? So I think that what's different, though, right, is that he doesn't force Anthony Davis to exude that much energy because he plays into Anthony Davis' strength, being tall and everything like that. So I think now that he's back, I think that it's even though he's coming back, it's more of a good thing for the Lakers, though, bro. So I think that the Lakers is gonna go ahead and win this one. I think it's gonna be closer than what people say. People are talking like, oh, the boy LeBron James is mad because the boy Jimmy Buckets is out there talking that spicy comments, the commentary to the boy LeBron. Like, I ain't scared of him at all. But I think that ultimately, I think that Bam coming back plays into the hands of the Laker lineup, though, bro. So I expect the Lakers to go 3-1. I think they're only gonna win by maybe 5, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I just hope that Spose will look at that and be like, all right, we're gonna have to
put Olynyk in there, bro.
Yeah.
You put Olynyk, like this, when you put Olynyk in there, the fact that Olynyk can shoot the three, I mean, it forces a couple things, right? I mean, if you got Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler is your in the paint bucket kind of guy, by you go ahead and having Kelly Olynyk on the court, now Dwight Howard has to either run out there on him and guard him, or Anthony Davis does. But either way, it opens up your paint so you can get more in the paint buckets. So, but I think that with Bam, you don't necessarily have to do that because the threat to shoot the long jumper isn't there, though, bro. So,
so basically, you saying you got the Lakers tonight?
I got the Lakers tonight, and I would say I got the Lakers by 5. I think that, but I'm gonna say I got the Lakers by 5. I think that this is what I think. I think if Anthony Davis doesn't score 30 points, then the Lakers are gonna lose.
I'm still sticking by my pick. I think Miami is evening it up tonight. So.
That boy going down with that Anthony Davis hating over there.
Hey,
if he doesn't score 30, they ain't gonna win, bro. But I'll tell you that
they're calling LeBron out at practice too.
Who that?
Anthony Davis. Telling them he was telling them that he was missing his defense assignments. He was like, nah, bro, don't deflect. You ain't getting on your defense.
I love it. And listen, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you this, and we can go ahead and wrap on up on this one. What I love is I saw y'all was talking about Kyrie comments about I finally got somebody who can hit these game-winning shots or come through in the clutch and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
But I love LeBron's subtle comments when he said, well, I'm playing with somebody we ain't jealous of each other. He ain't jealous of my game. I ain't jealous of his. I thought that was a real cool little slight dig on the boy at the boy Kyrie for LeBron. I love it though, man. So I do respect though that Anthony Davis can say that to LeBron, knowing that LeBron is grooming him to be the one that he's gonna pass the baton to. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, and it's great because they grew up. He grew up watching LeBron, and like he became friends with LeBron through a camp. And so the fact that he's now, like you said, he's grooming him to take over, and
isn't that crazy though, bro? Yeah. Like the fact that but think about this though. LeBron is 17 years in. Tyler Hero is just 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like LeBron's been playing at this elite level all Tyler Hero's life. All he knows from 3 years old to whenever is LeBron James being dope.
Yeah. All right, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, good analytical show on over here today, though. We was in there talking them X's and O's there, bro. Hey, we might need to have our own separate sports pod on over here, though, homeboy.
Hey,
Xfinity, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta be prepared because I already got some candidates of the best thing I've seen all week, and it's been an early week, though, homeboy.
Don't tell me because I don't want you to steal
all right. Oh, Lord. Take us home, man. Let's get that music going home, boy.
Let's go. Marlboro back, I swear we bad. Long Branch back, I swear we bad. Yeah, Willow back, I swear we bad. Yeah. 4-1 back, I swear we love. I told my brother Ace I'm tired of being humble. He said, bro, we doing numbers. Independent
last night. We was telling mama got that money good if she need the lumber. They said they got Billie Jean on the bumper, the chrome shining. This about